Remember when I used to do my Batwoman videos and I pretty much lost my mind trying to make sense of what was going on? Well, I think it's going to be one of those type of videos today. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Oh my god! What did I just watch? Oh dear goodness me. Look. This was the most embarrassing, frustrating, stupid, law rewriting, again, episode of Star Trek that I've ever had the misfortune to see. It was dreadful from start to finish. And I know we're picking up in episode 4, and you can say, but Az, where's the reviews for episode 1 to 3? I've done them around other people's channels on streams and stuff, and on Friday Night Tights and whatnot. So we're picking up here, folks. As the Star Trek Discovery is stranded 1,000 years, just to round up, in the future. Oh, boy. So there's no way home. And, you know, obviously there will be, or there'll be some that I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares if they do or they don't? But the crew who made a united decision to have a cry and a hug together, to go to the future with Mikey Burnham, to protect the Red Angel's suit from falling into the wrong hands, even though they could have blown it up there and then because it had autopilot and self-destruct, set the autopilot to go into the future, set the auto-destruct to trigger 3 minutes after it's gone into the future to... No, Mikey had to go, I'm just the bestest in the world. Everything revolves around me because I'm a narcissistic fucking cow. I had to take it in herself, and nobody went, why don't you just put it on autopilot? Why don't you just put it on autopilot? And then self-destruct. So, not only was she dumb, but the rest of the crew, they all started hugging and crying. The most freaking emotional crew of Star Trek ever. Look, there's so many emotions. There isn't. You just can't stop freaking crying. It's not so much emotion. It's tears and tears and tears and tears and tears and tears and tears. So they all have a hug and a cry. We're coming with you, Mikey. We'll never leave you be, Mikey. Oh my God, Mikey. And they follow. I know, baby. My cat's crying at me now for waking her up with the crazy shouting. I'm sorry, baby. I know. Daddy's gone mental. So there you go. And they follow her into the future. We won't abandon you, Mikey. And then they get there and they're just like, oh, shit. What about my family, my friends, my loved ones, my husband, my wife, my children? Now we're depressed. Stupidest crew in Starfleet. Best thing. That's the funniest thing. The best thing happened to them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. So anywho, this episode, look, it's nearly 5 minutes in and I'm just having to recap rant. The show starts, this episode starts with Dr. Gay, because that's the only purpose I see him serving. Because he's not even a good doctor. He's a useless doctor. Because there are clearly members of the crew walking around with blatant PTSD. And he's just going, are you all right? Smile on my face. Are you all right? Yes, doctor. I'm fine. Oh, that's good. Just pop by if you need something. Smile on my face. Oh my God. So he's going around going, oh, the crew's in a funk. The crew's down. You know, people aren't firing. We're stuck in the future. Reality's setting in about not seeing those loved ones, husbands, wives, kids, grandparents, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, nephews, nieces, cousins. Just realised now, it's not like we made a snap decision. Do you think you should have maybe have thought it through more thoroughly? Or if you actually had a command structure, then it could have been worked out. But you don't have a command structure. Yes, they do. As they have a captain, they have a first officer. No. Everyone talks to each other like they're friendsies. You don't get ensigns walking up to Captain Picard going, hey, Captain, you know that thing that you just did today? That is leadership. That fucking happened in this episode. Tilly, Ensign in Tilly, the most useless freaking thing to put on a Starfleet uniform. Hey, Saru, you know that thing that you did? That's called leadership. I'm gonna validate my captain. I'll be, Ensign, get the fuck out! Sirs. They talk to each other like friends. They have arguments like they're school children. Picard gives an order. Riker gives an order to a subordinate. Yes, sir. The familiarity which we saw in the Next Generation movies, which were awful, by the way, for the most part, were just the actors having a bit of fun. You could tell. But in the actual series itself, the structure of the command, the respect, there's none of that here. Squabbling, bickering children. Ensigns talking to commanders like they're on parity with one another. No, you're not. Where's your decorum? No wonder this ship is a shambles. There's no respect for and of course, Mikey Spock. And again, even somebody in this episode said so. Just harbors everything on her shoulders because the world revolves around Mikey Spock. Oh, you're just a hoarder. You just hoard everything because you're the bestest. No. Terrible first officer. Delegation. Delegate. You have a crew. Oh my God. Anywho. So the doctor's just going around going, everyone's pissed off. Isn't it good? Isn't it not good? They scan the symbiote. Oh my God. They scan the symbiote and it's like scan complete. Yeah, you got a big freaking symbiote, which is now about 3 times the size of how they used to be inside of you. Isn't that great? Acting. Oh boy. I'm going to get into a right kerfuffle with this character later on. And I'm still trying to work out in my head how I'm actually going to phrase what I need to phrase without getting kicked off YouTube. So, as far as I'm aware, the reason why a symbiote can't merge with a human host is the physiology isn't there. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay with this one because reasons. Because we didn't watch The Host, and we don't watch Star Trek, and we don't understand our Star Trek history. Anyway, this woman says something for some reason. Don't know why. Credits. Saru Saru is the most useless captain there is because he doesn't make the decisions. People make the decisions for him. Last week, when they jumped to Earth to go to Starfleet headquarters and they discovered that Starfleet had left Earth. Oh my God, who could possibly give a shit? And then they thought, where could Starfleet be? And then we had that weirdo woman thing. No, that's Saru still. Not that weird woman. There's lots of weird women. I know you're still weird, Dr. Gay. That one. Look at that. Whoa, acting. They're like, I'm an admiral and I know where Starfleet headquarters are, but I've lost all my memories from the symbiotes, so I dunno. So, without having a modicum of intelligence, and Saru saying, well, I think it would be very prudent of us if we went to the founding worlds of the Federation. So we went to Vulcan and Andoria and such to see if they could pass on some leads. No, we're just going to get a 16-year-old girl with a symbiote rammed inside of her who's got no memories of it, who says, if I can get my memories back, maybe I can tell you where Starfleet's gone. Maybe, maybe not. And they go, hey, do you know what? Let's just go to Trill. Let's just go to Trill. And do everything you want to do. The Vulcans are probably there, you know. Well, I'm sure they were due 1,000 years in the future. I don't know why they haven't turned up. Oh my lord. This episode, by the way, is called Forget Me Not. I want to forget this episode as quickly as fucking possible. So they arrive on Trill. Holy cow. Oh no. Oh my god. Holy cow. Oh no, we'll get to that bit later. I can't deal with this shit. I can't deal with this shit. Dr. Gay says, hey, Mikey, why don't you go down with I don't even know the name. I don't care. Trill girl. Not Trill girl. Symbiote girl. And Mikey's like, why me? And he's just like, because you're the bestest ever. You hoard responsibility like a terrible first in command. Terrible. So she meets up and is like, hey, I'm going to come down to the surface with you. She's like, I don't need you to come to the surface with me. She's like, well, I'm going to come anyway. She goes, I don't need you. She's like, fine, I won't then. I need you. Of course you do. It's Mikey Burnham. Fuck her. That says everything you need to know. So they go down to Trill. There's flying fish. Yup-de-doo. And all the Trills are now religious zealot weirdos who are ultra aggressive. And because of the burn, they lost a lot of the Trill hosts. And now there's not a... I don't know. I don't care. I'm moving on. I don't care. So Mikey Burnham starts shouting at them. Remember, because she's got to educate them. Educate them on what's going on, because she can't conduct herself like, oh, I don't know, let me just pick a job out at random. A fucking Starfleet officer! She can't conduct herself like one of those, because she has no clue how to behave like one. Just like the whole of the frickin' crew. This show is driving me fucking crazy. Anyway, some of the guys like, let me take you to the caves of drowning, and then we can talk to the symbiote with some communal weirdo thing. And then this guy's like, I'm going to stop you. And she's like, oh my Okay. Then Saru decides to speak to the computer, and the computer starts getting sassy. Something flickers. I don't know what, personally, because I didn't watch half of season 1 or season 2, thank God. And then the computer started getting quite, it's like, hey, do you know what you should really do to liven up the crew? You go and watch some Buster Keaton, or have a nice little meal and get people... So Saru prepares a meal for people I have no clue who they are. Who's that Asian dude? No idea. I've seen this guy. You can't see here. I've seen this guy fart in an elevator, so that must mean he's part of the major crew. What did you do? I farted in an elevator once. Oh my God, major cruisies. Don't know the black dude. Don't know the woman with the weird stupids. Stupid show. Stupid people. So they're trying to have a meal, and then they're trying to... Whatever, we'll get to that. So he takes her to the pool of bollocks, and puts her in the pool of bollocks. She's like, look at me, I'm in the pool of bollocks. And then her eyes go all white, because that's how trills work now. No, they don't! Then we go back to the meal, and they're trying to say haiku, because they're desperately trying to include Giorgio in some of this nonsense trash bollocks crap. And the one with blatant PTSD, who's had blatant PTSD since episode 1 of the season, who's been wandering around the ship like she doesn't know what's going on, and nobody, not even the doctor, has picked up on it, is trying to give this haiku about blood. I just see Stamos' blood everywhere. It's so red, and then they start shouting at each other. Oh, it's not funny that I bled and I was back doing my job in 10 hours. You're a commander. She's a fucking ensign. Everyone starts shouting at each other, and then people run off, and it's just like, what the fuck is this chain of command? Oh my God. Remember in Next Gen when they wanted to say something? You know, they were biting their tongue and they wanted to say something. What would they do? What would they do? Permission to speak freely, sir. And if Picard wanted them to, he'd say granted. And if he didn't, he wouldn't. Oh, she's thrashing around. Oh God, I'm gonna get... Oh, folks, I can't deal with this next bit. I can't deal with this next bit. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. She's in the water, floating in a little bariatric chamber, whatever. I don't know what they're called. And then she vanishes. She vanishes from the water. And Mikey's like, where is she? And they're just like, she's gone to the realm of the fucking doodle-oodles. So Mikey's like, I'm going to follow her in. So they put Mikey Burnham in it, then Mikey Burnham goes to land of the fucking doodly-woodlies. Hello, Hello? Hello? Do you have anything to do with the trill? No? Fuck off then. Even though it's all bollocks. But you see, Mikey had to go there because Mikey had to tell her what was going on. Mikey had to tell her the way because Mikey is the bestest in the... Hold on. Sorry. Mikey is the bestest in the whole wide world. No, these threads that are around the place, they're your symbiote's memories. They're trying to connect with you. They're trying to make you whole. They're trying to... Fucking cares! Oh, no. So, I have to say these things, folks, because we need context. This was the Trill who had the symbiote inside of them. And this Trill was actually dating great actress. Great actress is non-binary, and this character is trans male. And they're both about 5. Which is so good. So the non-binary who identifies as a she, oh God, what is going on, is dating he who's actually a her but identifies as a he. And refers to them as boyfriend, but technically they're not. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean, technically they're not. So I don't know if non-binary is actually gay or if non-binary... I have no clue. They've just gone around in a whirlpool of wokeness that I have not a clue what they're trying to do here whatsoever. Anyway, can I just say, Ian Alexander, garbage actor. But people love to tokenize them because of who they are. They were terrible in The Last of Us Part 2, and they were terrible in this. And it was embarrassing to watch. Absolutely ruddy embarrassing. So they're getting their Trill memories back, and it's all about the relationship between those two. The absolute turkey, lack of charisma, lack of chemistry, lack of anything. Relationship between these two that I couldn't possibly give a shit about. But they do all the things, and they do the kisses, of course, because you got to do the we're breaking the 68th wall for the 58th time. And then they're on a spaceship, and it gets hit, I think it gets hit by a meteor. I'm trying to look at the window. There was look, we're all excited and happy and douched. I think it got hit by a meteor. But it's just like, hi, do you have a deflector dish? Hello, does your ship have a deflector dish? There's a reason why ships have deflector dishes. Do you know what it is? Kurtzman, do you know what it is? Come on, have a think. Whatever. And then, Trans McDoodle dies, and she says, I'll have your symbiote. And then, they all appear. all of her Trill hosts just appear out of nowhere, and they're just like, we're all your Trill hosts. Admiral Fuckadoodle Doo, Anna West Starfleet have run off too. And then it's just like, we're not gonna talk to any of you because you're not important. And they're like, I've got blue hair and I look like a dickhead. So they come out of the water. I hope they drowned, but unfortunately they hadn't. And they were just like, what's your name? And it's just like, I'm a Pookle oo and Ookle oo and Dockle oo and Pookle Wookle Pookle Wookle Dockle oo. And they're just like, so say we all, we're now a religious crazy sect. Oh, and there's also a reference to, is it Hasprat? You know when Ensign Rowe could make Hasprat? Well, there's a reference to Hasprat in this, because references. And then this is where Tilly says, hey, you know what you're trying to do for us? That's leadership. Thanks, Ensign. Get the fuck out of my quarters, you stupid, useless bin. And then Stamos comes in and he's just like, try and do everything. I know I'll try and run the ship. And then they hug. They hug and they cry. And they hug and they cry because that's all they do in Star Trek. And then the doctor says, are you all right? And she says, no, I'm fucking not. It's been clear for 4 episodes. And he's just like, oh, well, get over it, darling. Oh, here we go. Huggy, 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 hug it out. Hug it out with your crewmates. Hug it out. Remember Voyager when they got stranded? Stranded 70 odd years, 75 years away from Earth. That's how long it would take for them to get home. And they knew that they weren't going to be able to do it in this generation. You know, there might be the odd few people, but there's a lot of them are going to die. Just through old age anyway, never mind the perils of space. But as Starfleet officers, the chain of command, the routine that kept them sane, kept them going. No, this is all about hugging it out, hugging it out. I've got a non-binary trans boyfriend with who's the guy and I don't have... Woo-hoo! This show is a mess. It's a mess of shite because they can't write a cohesive, entertaining story. There's no story. It's blah. What happened? Then what happens? Oh, then they say, hey, all crew who aren't doing anything, which, by the way, looks like the whole fucking crew, go to the, I don't know, hangar deck, because we're going to watch Buster Keaton. And then she plays the cello now. Oh, and then she can see her dead boy-girlfriend thing. Her trans boyfriend. She can see him. Even though he's dead. This is not how it works. And they talk to each other and it's just like, why didn't you tell any of your crewmates you could see me? Well, I didn't think they'd believe me. Oh, you know they would believe you. Of course they would believe you. They're gullible as fuck. Oh, God. And then it went woo-wee, 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 woo. Do you want to watch something else? And I was like, yep. So there we go. Absolute unmitigated trash. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming links. They're in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.